Hi there, my name is Meredith White, and I just was playing around with something that I thought was kind of cool, and so I wanted to share. Um, I typically follow in like a lesson plan format for Spanish 1 and 2. Those are the levels I teach. That goes interpretive mode, interpersonal mode, presentational mode. So kind of like an IPA would go. Um, and I realized, I don't know, a couple of years ago, I was playing around with lesson plan templates, and I thought, oh, okay, well, this isn't, why didn't I realize this earlier in my career? Because it's basically just I do, we do, you do. And then the we do can be like we, like student and like teacher and students, or we, students with students. So it can still be interpersonal that way. And then the you do can be like, okay, you all together, now you by yourself. And I don't know why I didn't realize that sooner, but anyways. And so I was just playing around with the Chrome Bitmoji extension, as one does in pajamas and like bed hair on a Saturday morning. Teacher live. And so the Bitmoji extension is right up on the top of my screen there. And it's literally just called Bitmoji. You just look it up on like the whatever the Chrome extension store, like the Google store. And it's free. You add it on, and if you've got your Bitmoji plugged in already and like signed in, um, which mine is, and it'll take a second. If I say like hello, oops, you can't see me typing because my face is in the way. There we go. So if I type in hello, all of the Bitmojis that come up are going to be ones that say like hi, hello, hey, whatever. And so if I want to choose this one, I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm right clicking with my mouse and I'm hitting copy image. So I can like paste that anywhere. But obviously they don't have any, I'm going to delete that. They don't have any that say like, I do, we do, you do, because they're not all weirdo teachers like we are, again, on a Saturday morning. But with the Chrome extension, they have a feature that's recent-ish. That is if I start typing like, can't have any accent marks in it. So if I say like, buenas noches, it'll type it in for me. Now it's going to choose like Bitmojis at random, but it's going to insert whatever text I put without accents. Or at least that's been my experience. Let's try it. I can do buenos dias. Yeah, no, sad ice cream face. But if I do buenos dias and like don't hate that, okay, but I kind of hate that. So we'll go back to buenas tardes instead of noches. But it's going to put it in over like a variety of Bitmojis at random. And I thought, oh, why not? Like I can add now I do, we do, you do. So I just typed them in, picked out the most like positive looking ones in my Bitmoji. And now, in addition to, let's look here, like interpretive. So this is me, and this is the slide that I use when I'm like, oh, the como se dice of the day. I use a screenshot from like technology or social media or something, you know, like an Instagram post from El Corte Inglés. Their Instagram posts are amazing. And if you can screenshot it, if you can pulse the picture and screenshot it, you can get like all the prices and all the stuff. Oh my God, talk about authentic resource. But me talking about that or asking them questions about that in the language, I consider interpretive mode. They're listening, they're interpreting. So I have my little like listening Bitmoji at the bottom. But if I also want to be reminding them that this is like the I do, which could also be the time like once it's the I do, when we're in the interpretive mode, there are no phones out, like we're fully engaged, and here's what that looks like. It's a little bit easier for me to hold my students to that standard if all I'm doing is copying this, by the way, while I'm talking. It's a little bit easier for me to hold my students to that standard if I've been clear as to what we're doing when. So not only are we in the interpretive mode, but also the interpretive mode means like the teacher is doing the heavy lifting right now. So like I'm working my butt off being like me, question, question, question. I mean, it's interpersonal, like one-on-one or to the class, but really the focus is listening, which is our class all the time. But anyway, and it gives students, I know telling them kind of like what mode we're in does the same thing that bringing them, you know, cluing them into objectives and that kind of thing does. It gives them a little bit more ownership. At the very least, they go, okay, the adult's got a plan. Great. And at the very most, now they're goal setting, now they're gauging. Even your least engaged students like, I should be able to do what by now? Ooh, okay, let me check that. And they have something to work towards. It's not just us stringing together activities. It's like, no. We're in the interpretive mode right now. Your phone's away. You're not talking. You're listening to me. You're looking at me. You're facing, you know, all those kind of listening, engaging behaviors that we talk about a lot, like on Lang Chat and stuff. However you've defined that for you in your classroom, I like little visual cues because to me, that's a little like just a turning point. If Johnny, you know, is like talking or you can see him like scrolling on Instagram because they're not discreet. They're looks like they're staring at their crotch and they don't realize that, but to us, we know it does. So if they're just kind of like down here scrolling, I'm like, ooh, and then I'm just pointing to where it says interpretive. I do. And the expectation is all eyes are on me. It's Tupac time. All eyes on me. So I just, first that occurred to me today. I knew that you could manually type in the little Bitmoji, whatever banners. But I didn't think about doing it for like the different modes. So I could actually probably just type one that says interpretive mode. Now the odds that one of them looks kind of listeny. Now that's kind of funny. There's like a yelling one. Oh, that would be great for presentational. Hello, I'm just talking here. But any of these would be kind of cute. You could do whatever. I just have it as a separate text box right now, which you can see, but no big deal. So thought I'd share. And you need the Bitmoji extension ASAP if you don't have it, because I put it on everything. Anyway, happy Saturday.